Wow. Today is day 19. Today is day 19. Today is day 19. Today is day 19. For those of you who are listening to this for the very first time, today is day 19. Very significant. Very significant. I am doing a challenge of walking 10,000 steps every single day for the month of October 2023. When I started, it was just a whim. It was just something that came to my head, and I spoke it out. And then it dawned on me, why not? The first 14 days, I thought was a breeze because I figured how to do it and I kind of did it. And on the 15th day, for some reason, I thought I had time. The next thing I know, I'm rushing just before midnight and I didn't make it. I had 9,786, I believe, steps. Just a few more steps and I'd have made 10,000. It hurt. It really, really hurt. The memory is even hurting. And today, I just made 10,000 steps a minute ago, and I decided to do this video. I want to really, really talk this time about NET, the no extra time syndrome. How do I put it? Why is it that we find time to do things that was not on our plate if it comes to us and we really desire it? Like if you really want something, you get it done. Why? It's the fire in us that makes us do things. I remember having a conversation with my daughter. I believe we were in Boise, Idaho in June of 2023. We were walking downtown and I hadn't walked in months. So we took the first, maybe 1/10 of a mile, and I was flat out. And she's like, Mom, you okay? I said, no, I'm not okay. She said, you've not been walking? And I said, no, I don't have time. Here's what my daughter said that really, really stuck. She said, really, Mom? You don't have time? You don't have time to do what you have chosen to do. You don't have time to be healthy. You don't have time to strengthen your muscles. You don't have time for yourself. Is that true? And then she said something else. She said, and I always remember it, she said, Mom, when we do a thing, we do it because we want to do it. And when we don't do a thing, we don't do it because we don't want to do it. There's no excuse that has stopped anyone from doing exactly what they want. It may take a longer time, but we get it done. If you want a thing and it is burning in your heart and you have a passion for it, you'll get it done. How do I know? My name is Falake Oluokun, for those of you who don't know. I'm a physician. I have been a physician most of my life. I'm 62 years old. And I became a physician in 1985. Sorry, I had to think about it. Did you know it took me 3 years to get into medical school? See, at that time in Nigeria, you could go to medical school from high school. You took the preliminary examination and you went to college, and then from there you started in medical school. But I was smart. I was going to A levels. I was going to do advanced mathematics. I was going to do physics, chemistry, biology, because I got a brain. Woo, Lord have mercy. When I did those examinations, of course I flunked physics. Yeah, I flunked it pretty bad. So guess what? I only had chemistry and biology. And at that time, if you didn't have 3 of the major subjects, you were not going to medical school. You had to have physics, chemistry, and biology. We called it Chem Bio. Physics, chemistry, biology. But there was a burning desire in my heart. I wanted to be a doctor so bad. I asked my dad, would you pay for me to go to school one more year and do the A levels one more time? And if this time I didn't make the grade to go to medical school, then it would be fine. I didn't make the grade to go to physical therapy school. But see, the reason I didn't go to physical therapy school was because it was never my desire, number one. Number two, I never liked exercise. Never. So why would I go to physical therapy school? Nah. Then I found out the major subject at that time I needed to have was physics. And you know what? I flunked physics. So I said, nah, let me try one more time and then I'll figure out what I want to be. Why am I bringing this up? Because at this stage of my life, I've been a physician for 38 years now. And every day I read about men and women in medical field, nurses, physicians who have taken their lives. And this is very sober for me. And my heart aches because I'm not a typical physician. Probably if I was born in America, they would have cut me out a long time ago from medical school. But I have a superpower that most physicians do not have. See, on the disc, I am an IDSC, which means I have a higher portion of my personality type. Intuitive, inspirational. I have a greater part of my personality type. Dominant, decisive. I have a greater part of my personality type. Supportive. And the most important, as far as most physicians are concerned, is the C. Detailed to a fault. Calculated. And that part of my personality is at the bottom. Dead bottom. That's why it took me 3 years to get into medical school. But the good thing about taking 3 years to get into medical school was this. When I got into medical school, because it took me 3 years to get there, when I went to class, I was fixated on the class, on the lecturer, picturing the words he was saying, figuring how the vagus nerve moved all through the major organs of the body, seeing the heart pumping, seeing the brain and neurons moving, seeing the blood cells maneuvering through the channels of the blood circulation. And you know what? The imagination I had made me see myself as a physician, even from day one of medical school. And it became easier and easier for me to become who I am today. Why am I bringing it up? Because today I had a hard time walking. I had to pull from the archives the lessons I learned against all odds becoming a physician. And I said to myself, what would it take, Falake, for you against all odds to walk these 10,000 steps today? And I started walking the halls of the hospital. Started walking. My knees were aching, my feet was tired, my body. I passed the machines. I do not know why hospitals have soda machines and snack machines, because I was tempted. And I said, nope, no candies, no sodas. Girl, you're walking for a reason. Anyway, I digress. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because that advantage I have of imagination, seeing myself, learning to meditate every single day, affirming myself and calling myself who I truly believe I am, not what anybody calls me. The reason most people cannot affect me is if you speak a word or call a name that is not mine, it falls to the ground. I don't hear it. Used to be when I got feedback, it tore me to pieces. But now, I listen. I ask myself, is it something I can change? If it is, I ask God, help me. If it is not, I say, talk to the hand, honest to goodness. I used to say some bad words. I no longer say those. I just say talk to the hand, not to the person directly, but in my head. I'm like, talk to the hand. The reason being, words can kill. And in the healthcare space, a lot of words are spoken every single day. They are not words of life. Medicine, nursing, healthcare is an art form as well as a science. Patients and symptoms don't come cookie cutter. There are times you do the unorthodox to save lives. But in medicine, in healthcare, because we have given the reins to people who have no clue of how it works, we have made healthcare a narcissist that preys on the minds of doctors and nurses and other healthcare professionals, causing brilliant people to lose their minds. Yes, depression, anxiety is common, but did you know that in the healthcare profession, anesthesiologists, nurses are one of the highest rates of completed suicides? Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing it up because if you have a doctor, a nurse practitioner, or someone taking care of your health or that of your family, you need to pray for them. It's hard, man. It's hard. We're human. And I just want to appeal to say, please, we sacrifice a lot to be where we are. Let me tell you something. For those of you who don't know, we don't get paid for the value that we give. I want to say that straight up. There are easier ways of making money. I am not saying we're not highly paid. That's not what I said. But for the value we give, how do you value a life? The value we give exceeds what we are paid. Do we receive compliments? Maybe. For every compliment we receive, we have received probably 10 non-compliments. Come on, we're human. My heart aches for the many men and women who completed suicide because we have become a nation of people who don't recognize that healthcare providers are people just like us, who have received a call in their heart to go above and beyond, to bring peace, joy, and love to other people. Would you say a prayer for your healthcare provider today? Would you say a prayer for the people who care, the people who walk through COVID? Come on now. We were frontliners. We didn't know what it was, but we did, and we still battle. Say a prayer for a physician, for a nurse practitioner, for other members of the healthcare team, for the first responders. Because I'm telling you something, my heart is broken. Because every day, someone in healthcare decides that it's time to end it all. And man, I just hurt. I don't even know what I said so far, but it just hurts. And you know what hurts the most? When the people that are well come to the emergency department and curse you out because they didn't receive a narcotic or they didn't receive what they thought they should, even though you're working tirelessly to do the best. Come on now. Will you pray for someone that you know that is in the healthcare field? And please, the next time you have to encounter them, be nice and help them do their job well. I'd like you to join me every day until October 31st. I'll be dropping a video on my thoughts and my aspirations and why I do what I do. Thank you. I'm sorry this one was long, but it is what it is. All right, I guess it's good night then.